word right now.
I think you just have to look over to the National League. Everybody picking the Nationals to win the National League and go to the World Series. They happen to be 1-3 right now, and I don't think there's any panic there. There shouldn't be any here. You have to give these guys some time to get moving. We have Happ going today. He's the last of the 5 starters to get his first turn, and then you start looking down the road a little bit. You have to give it a little bit of time.
Jay Happ's the veteran guy's been around, been through the baseball wars. Let's take a look at what he did last season, and one of those wins was against the Mariners in the final week in September last year.
And I think good news, too, is he's also pitched well against these A's, so he certainly is capable. He's a veteran guy. You're going to see a good fastball in the low 90s from him, mix in a breaking ball. I'm curious about his changeup today. We'll see what that looks like, but if he can locate his fastball and we can use both sides of the plate, that'll be a big key. I think he'll be okay.
He'll be opposed by young phenom right-hander Sonny Gray, coming off a fabulous performance in the opener against Texas. Took a no-no into the 8th inning. He has been stellar. He beat the Mariners three times last year, 4 times over the course of his very brief career. He really looked good. He had it going against Texas.
And he has a good fastball. His fastball he'll use on both sides of the plate. He'll be in the low 90s with it, sometimes 94, 95, and a great breaking ball. He'll throw a curveball and a slider. But really for him, and everything's set off of his fastball, I think the Mariners are going to have to get after his heater today. If they can take that away from him, make him throw a few more breaking balls, then maybe they have a chance against Sonny Gray, who, as you mentioned, pitched exceptionally well in his last outing. That's the only hit that he gave up, and that came in the 8th inning. So a nice start for him in his first outing. Hopefully the Mariners can get to him this afternoon.
And a lot of good defense played behind him, too. Let's take a look at another one of the things that makes Sonny Gray so good. How do you attack this guy when he's got his off-speed pitches working so well?
Well, it's going to be difficult. You can see the opponent's averages against him and how hard he throws his curveball. His slider at 86 miles an hour. That's above average right there. And you see the average is 195, 132 against the slider. I think you have to get after his fastball. I think that he wants to throw his fastball. He will use his breaking ball when he gets ahead. But I think you have to switch things up. Make him use the breaking ball early in count. Maybe he falls behind, and you get yourself into some good counts to handle his fastball.
And last night, the fastball up was a problem from Pomerantz. He tends to stay a lot lower in the zone.
He wants to keep the ball on the ground. If you look at that last inning when he was exceptional, only 3 strikeouts, and he wants to keep the ball on the ground.
All right, we got a beautiful day here for baseball in the Bay Area. We're in Oakland, and look at the iconic Golden Gate Bridge on this lovely day here. Glad you're with us. Mariners and A's, game 2 of a 3-game set. First pitch straight ahead. Glorious Saturday afternoon here in the Bay Area as you look at the new version of the Bay Bridge as it brings me over to Oakland, California from San Francisco. We get you ready for game 2 of this 3-game set. Sonny Gray taking the mound for the Athletics as they get ready to host the Seattle Mariners. Good to have you with us, Mariner Baseball. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and Root Sports crew. Mariners trying to end a 3-game losing streak. And Sonny Gray's going to be formidable here today. Let's see. Boys can get going with the offense. Here's a look at the Mariner batting order.
This afternoon's starting lineup is brought to you by Chevron. Leading off, it'll be Austin Jackson and Seth Smith. Haven't seen him in a few days. Good to see him back in the lineup, hitting second and the DH today. Then it's Cano, Cruz, and Seager in the middle lineup. Morrison will hit sixth. Ackley and Miller both had last night off, back in the lineup, hitting seventh and eighth. And Jesus Sucre getting his first start of the season. He will do the catching. Sonny Gray, mentioned in his last outing, he was outstanding, just one hit over the 8 innings. You take a look at what he did last year. His ERA just over 3 in 219 innings, 183 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 232 off of Gray. Good fastball. He'll be between 91 and 95 miles an hour with a hard curveball and a slider.
Sonny Gray, 25 years old, out of Nashville, Tennessee. First pitch to Austin Jackson.
First pitch.
Strike.
107.
Jackson swinging the bat here well in the early going. Batting in a 2-hole last night, went 2 for 3 at 2 of the 3 Mariner hits.
And he's had success against Sonny Gray, 3 for 10. Let's see him get on the bases and maybe run a little bit this afternoon, try to manufacture a few runs.
Austin sitting on 799 career hits. Strike 3 called.
And the defense for the A's brought to you by American Family Insurance. Zobrist getting the start in left field. Gentry did not play last night. He will be in center field. Cody Ross came on as a pinch hitter. He is in right. Laurie and Simeon on the left side of the infield. Leydendorf and Kanaka. Canna was in left field last night at first base tonight, and Begley getting his first start of the series.
All about versatility with this ball club. Zobrist can play anywhere. Canna can play multiple spots. Leydendorf. Look at former Athletic Seth Smith. They put the shift on for him. Tweaked his groin in that outstanding debut he had back at home.
And you can see the A's have the shift on with Smith hitting.
Played umpire today, Mark Carlson. Mike DeMoro is at first. Trip Gibson at second, and Brian Gorman, the crew chief, at third. Sonny Gray 3-1 last year against the Mariners at 2.81 ERA. Down low. Mariners have been able to score more runs here. 3 starts in Oakland. Sonny Gray 1-1 with a 4.50 ERA. In Safeco, he's been murdered. 3-0 with an 0.98. 3-0 count. There's a strike. Strike 2. It was Sonny Gray who was on the mound in game 162 last year when the Athletics defeated the Rangers. It happened about midway through the Mariner tilt against the Angels, which they won behind Felix. He doesn't win that game. Mariners go on and win. There would have been a 1-game playoff. Bouncing ball. Leydendorf throws out Seth Smith 2 away.
Been a short big league career for Sonny Gray, but he's already pitched some big games for the A's, including the one that you were talking about. Seems to be even keeled from what we have seen. Doesn't get too excited about things, and he consistently throws strikes. Canoa's had success. He's 5 for 15 with a home run off of Sonny Gray. Take a look at Bob Melvin.
Ball 1 to Robbie. And his kid's bulldog tough. Tried to spare him some action in spring training, and talking to Ray Fosse about that, he said nope, he's going to do a lot better. Does pitch a lot better, the record shows, and he's on a regular rotation. Mariners go down in order 1, 2, 3 here in the first. We're going to see Jay Happ make his Mariner debut when we return. Happ on the mound here, the 5th Mariner pitcher, and he'll try to hold down these Athletics who've scored a lot of runs here at home. Let's take a look at the batting order that he'll face here this afternoon.
And it starts with Gentry. Want to keep him off the bases, a lot of speed. Cannon with a home run, and last night's game, you can see 3 for 5 home run and a couple of RBI, swinging a hot bat. Then it's Zobrist, Butler, and Ross in the middle of the lineup. Laurie will hit 6th. Begley getting his first start hitting 7th. Then it's Simeon and Leidendorf, a couple of the youngsters, rounding out the 9 for the A's. And for Happ last year, 11 wins on the year, pitched 158 innings, started the year on the disabled list with a back injury, nothing wrong with his arm. 133 strikeouts to 51 walks, opponents hitting 261. And our American Family Insurance defensive setup for the Mariners. Ackley in left, Jackson out in center. Nelson Cruz will get the start in right field. Seager and Miller on the left side. Cano and Morrison on the right side. And Sucre getting his first start of the season. He will do the catching.
So James Anthony Happ, first pitch as a Mariner, up high, ball 1 to Craig Gentry.
Happ will throw a lot of fastballs. Typically, over 70% of his pitches are fastballs. He'll use both sides of the plate. His fastball will be in the low 90s.
Bouncing ball to Brad Miller. Craig Gentry off to an 0 for 12 start. You look at Happ in spring training, 2-3 with a 6.11 ERA. What was the biggest problem you saw?
Well, I talked to him a number of times. One, I think he was trying to figure out his changeup. He was using a circle change and a split change. Wasn't sure which one he liked better, and I think he was throwing it a lot. And the second time that I talked to him, after he struggled a little bit, he said that he was throwing those pitches in situations and counts than he probably normally would in the regular season. He'd probably go to his breaking ball a little bit more or use his fastball. And I think we saw that in his last outing. I thought we saw more of his fastball, more breaking ball, and not as many changeups. And I'd be curious to see how many changeups he ends up throwing today. But I think he's going to use his fastball on both sides of the plate, try to keep it down on the ground, and then go to his breaking ball to put hitters away.
Strike 1 to Mark Canha. 0-5 pickup. On fire right now. Look at that, 7 for 14. His first big league homer last night. Coming off of Taijuan Walker. 4-2.
The breaking ball from Happ. Thing I noticed with Canha last night, young man can hit a fastball. And I think that as the season moves on, I think you'll see pitchers put a wrinkle in it a few more times still and see if he can handle the breaking ball.
The 0-2. Look down and get it. Bounces to Seager, 2 outs. So a quick 2 outs for Happ.
Batting in the third
Playing up
position.
Ben Zobrist, who had a fine night last evening, going 2 for 3, scored twice and drove in a run. Switch hitter, got good numbers against Happ. 6 for 13. He's knocked in 4 runs. Happ 11-11 with Toronto last year. One off his career best of victories. 2009 Phillies, he won 12 ball games.
If you look at the A's lineup, all right-handed hitters, one switch hitter, and that's Zobrist, who's hitting right now. And from watching Jay a little bit last year, but also watching him in spring training, he's going to have a good day. Kyle Seager and Brad Miller should be busy on the infield, keeping the ball down, giving those guys a lot of work.
That's what he did last May against the A's. Right on cue. 1, 2, 3 go the Athletics in the first. So Jay Happ got that first inning out of the way. No scores. We go to the second. Sports being brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting White Snake Live, the Purple Tour, May 29th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. By Alaska Airlines, enjoy free entertainment on your personal device. Learn more at alaskaair.com. By your local Ford stores and by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more. Look at the beautiful church on Powell Street in San Francisco. Tribute to Spanish architecture. Here's Nelson Cruz. Looks at strike one. Nelly off to a real slow start. 1 for 15. 0 for 6 career against Sonny Gray. Oh, 2. Sonny Gray, not the biggest pitcher that we've seen. You know, a lot of times the tablet, the template is 6'3", 6'4". He's 5'11", a buck 80.
I know he generates a lot of arm speed. Look at that curveball. You see that when he gets ahead of hitters, he'll try to bury his curveball, able to get Cruz on it.
Okay, 2-3 put out, second strikeout.
Batting in the fifth position.
A couple of fastballs on the outside corner, comes back with a curveball in the dirt, bounces it out in front of the plate.
One away for Kyle Seager.
Mariners did not have many hits last night. Kyle ended up with one of them. Solid base hit back up the middle. Good
on
idea.
his way on, yeah, very good idea. How about Pomeranz? Retired the first 10 men that he faced. Then got a double play after giving up a base hit. 7 innings, a 2-hit ball.
Yeah, 1 over the minimum. Really pitched well. Kyle trying to bunt. They have the shift on, and Laurie, the third baseman, is playing out towards the shortstop position. So if Kyle will get a bunt down and bunt it firmly so that the pitcher can't feel it, he can walk to first.
Taijuan Walker gets rocked last night. Do you do it like the gymnastics folks? Throw out the high and the low and move forward?
Oh, I think you have to. It's his first start of the year, and I think he'll make his adjustments. He'll do some bullpen work with Rick Waits, and they'll get things figured out. He's too talented. It almost felt as things weren't going well for him early, and he just couldn't get the wheels back on. He just couldn't make an adjustment out there, and it just would never stop. And it's a tough outing for him, but he'll be all right.
1-2 to Seager. Two. Coming in as the center fielder, Gentry, to make the play. 2 outs.
Batting in the 6th position, first baseman.
Bring up Logan Morrison.
Logan Morrison.
2 for 14 on his early going here. 3 for 13 career against Sonny Gray.
A's will keep the shift on with Morrison hitting.
Strike 1.
Kyle Seager tried to bunt. Morrison from time to time will try that also. I'm not sure that with 2 outs you want him doing that. Give him a chance to hit a ball in a gap maybe. Maybe hit one out of the ballpark.
Long run for Gentry. He's got great wheels. Some pretty good carry up on the track, and he makes the catch. Slamming into the fence. Gave it a really good ride, Logan Morrison, but comes up empty. Craig Gentry. Seems like more often than not we see him on the disabled list. When he's healthy, he can make plays like that. No score here in Oakland. Safeco Field when the Mariners host the Twins. Bring your kids to see Kyle Seager and the Mariners. They're going to not only watch some Gold Glove play from Kyle, they're going to score a free number 15 t-shirt, the Mariners' new cream alternate look. So join the fun. Get your tickets at Mariners.com. country breakfast. Billy Butler leading off.
See Happ taking a second look after that first pitch. It's right at the bottom of the strike zone. That's where he has to pitch, down in the zone. 3 ground ball outs for him in the first inning, and that's the way he wants to keep it. So Mark Carlson, the home plate umpire, will make an adjustment. Keep giving him that strike at the bottom of the zone.
Are you surprised to see Butler dealt by Kansas City?
I was. After the year that the Kansas City Royals put together and what he has meant to that organization, I was surprised, weren't you?
Oh, absolutely. Cano can't get it. Base hit. Cano is playing him up the middle. Time now for our CenturyLink What's Next. Good one tomorrow. The King, Felix Hernandez, goes against Jesse Hahn in the series finale.
Looking forward to seeing Jesse Hahn. Heard a lot about him. Haven't seen him pitch yet, so talented young pitcher for the A's. Felix, of course, was great in his first outing. I'm sorry.
Felix 19-7, a 2.58 ERA career against the Athletics.
I'm probably happy they didn't see him opening day this year, first time in a while.
Good point.
Tough way to start your year every year.
Hey, happy opening day. Guess what? You get the King.
Yeah. Changing it up this year. It was the Angels' turn.
I've heard that 3 times from people around here, too.
Oh, yeah.
The veteran Cody Ross got into last night's blowout. Drives this one left field, coming on Ackley, makes the play.
Hitters typically, they want to ease their way into the season, Dave. And you know on opening day you're always going to get the opposing team's best pitcher. You just don't want to face the best pitcher in the American League on opening day.
Well, we've had the pleasure of watching it year in and year out, man. It's been
this year. Yeah.
1 out, 1 on. Langley, BC native Brett Lowry. Strike 1 from Happ. Brett 0 for 4 last night with a walk. He's making a concerted effort to stay. If he's going to miss low. He's down and in.
Well, it's a good idea all the time, but especially today. It's a day game. Probably going to get close to 70 degrees. Ball's going to carry a little bit. I know from the time I played here, it really jumps out of here in the daytime. So if you can keep it on the ground, be in much better shape.
Austin Jackson will settle under it. 2 outs. One swirling a little bit. It's going, looks like it's mainly blown out. Actually, as I look at right field, it's blowing straight out to right, and it's also going out in left field behind it in the areas left by Mount Davis.
Yeah, it swirls here, and in those 2 gaps, which is basically left field and right field, it will carry in those directions, and especially in the daytime.
There's Josh Fegley, the catcher, in his 3rd game. Whoa. Base hit up the middle. This took Happ's cap off. 2 outs, 2 on.
It's the first elevated fastball from Happ. Fegley hit it hard back up the middle. We'll take a look at the location. It'll be above the belt. He drives it back up the middle. And look at our Alaska Supermo and the location of that pitch, pretty much middle.
Fegley, AAA Charlotte last year with the White Sox. Came over in the Samardzija trade, as did this young man, Marcus Semien. 2 outs, runners at first and second. Breaking ball misses, ball 1.
Semien with a couple of base hits and a couple of RBIs in last night's game. Off to a good start.
Bouncing ball up the middle. Cano behind the back. Runners are safe, and they throw to third and almost got Billy Butler. Heck of a try by Cano.
Really is the only play that he has. He has to range over the other side, trying to get it to Brad quickly. Simeon runs well. He's the one that chopped it over the mound, so I don't think that Cano would have had any play at him at first. Billy Butler going around the bag. It's always a bad feeling as a base runner. It's tough to stop your momentum and go the other way. Click sooner by Brad Miller. Maybe they had a play on him.
Leidendorf, bases loaded, 2 outs. Strike one. This young man's already played 4 different positions in 3 games.
Well, we saw him in center field last night. Starting at second base this afternoon.
Bases loaded, 2 outs in the second. Wednesday in his first big league at bat, Leidendorf tripled off the Rangers' Ross Detweiler in the 3rd inning. Game over from Minnesota at the trade deadline for Orlando Cabrera last year. 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. A's have him loaded up. Billy Butler at third. Got Josh Fegley at second and Marcus Simeon. He's at first with 2 outs. Two and 1. Out of foul territory here, but that'll get out of play. 2-2.
Sounds like the A's are going to get Josh Reddick back maybe as early as tomorrow, and Leidendorf may be the odd man out. Which I'm sure is tough for Bob Melvin because they like guys that can do a lot of different things, and as you mentioned, he's already played 4 different positions. And he's swinging the bat well.
Yeah, 2 for 5, 3 runs. He's got 4 total bases coming into this at bat. Breaking ball hit to Brad Miller. They go to Cano for the force. So Jay Happ gets out of a bases loaded situation in the second. Nothing across for the Athletics, as the Mariners will send up the bottom third of the order when we return. All right, Angie, thank you. Always like hearing from folks checking in from all around the country. Dustin Ackley leading off, followed by Brad Miller and Jesus Sucre. Nice job by Happ to get out of that second inning jam.
Ground ball was his friend. Sonny Gray right now throwing a lot of strikes. 23 pitches, 16 strikes, and first pitch strikes to 5 of the 7 batters he's faced.
1-2. All right, so walk us through the mindset here. You got big expectations, Mariner Ball Club. You know, we're only played. This is only game number 5, but you've lost 3 in a row. I mean, the team isn't freaking out. Although, you know, sometimes you'll hear stuff on the periphery and people are concerned and everything. But the mindset of a ball player in a stage like this.
I think that when you look, you can take it into 2 parts really, and maybe even 3, and that's you have your starting pitchers, and we talked about this right on opening day, which included Felix, is you have to give these guys that first opportunity. I always look at their first outing of the year is whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. These guys, they have to get the opportunity to get that out of the way. And if you look at the starters that have struggled, Taiwan yesterday, Iwakuma, it's been early in the game, and you have to get past that part of it. Fortunately, Paxton and Felix both pitched well.
There's Ackley driving one deep to right. Get up, baby! Gone! A home run for Dustin Ackley, and the Mariners have the lead at 1-0.
Dustin Ackley showing some power here early in the season.
Second home run for the Ack Attack.
You mentioned Sonny Gray throwing a lot of strikes, and Dustin was really aggressive in the second half of last year. Took it into spring training, and it's the same here at the start of the season. Puts a good swing on this fastball. See, actually a breaking ball, a little slider that he leaves in the middle of the plate. Good look at our Alaska Supermo and the spin of the slider, but he cuts it off at the pass and lines it into the seats in right. So the starters with Happ going today, they've all had their first time out. The relievers, you have to give them that first time out also. Look, you're going to have some jitters. There's going to be some nerves. There's going to be some anxiety. You're going to be excited. And it's tough to control all of that your first time out. And then I think for the hitters, the majority of hitters that I've ever spoken to, and I was the same way, I want to get into the season and get those at-bats and kind of start grinding things away. It's always nice to get off to a good start, but typically you're going to have a group of guys that are going to struggle early in the season and just take some time. And so for the hitters, I like to give them at least 100 at-bats to just kind of go out, because as you mentioned, as the team concept, right now they're trying to figure out what kind of team they're going to have and going to be. We've heard Lloyd talk about, but more it's the individuals just trying to get their feet on the ground and moving forward. And you'd like to get off to a fast start, but it doesn't always work that way, and you have to kind of get into it. And the hitters especially, they want to get into that everyday routine of things.
What works, what doesn't work.
Exactly, because in spring training it's something a little bit different, and then you get into the season and you kind of have to see where you're at, and that's what Howard Johnson is doing right now, watching these guys closely, seeing what's different from spring training to the start of the season. A lot of it is trying to do too much, but it takes time, and you have to give them time to get their feet on the ground and get moving in the right direction.
Brad swings through. One out. Third strikeout for Sonny Gray. Fan favorite beard hat night. It's back next Friday, 7:10 against the Rangers. A beard and a hat? Well, that's like 2 giveaways, and it's going to be given away to the first 20,000 fans thanks to Jack Links. Get your tickets to Mariners Beard Hat Night right now at mariners.com. Jesus Sucre, first appearance at the plate this season.
I looked at it this morning. You know, with the Nationals, you look at the Nationals, they're 1-3 just like the Mariners, and everybody's picking them to go to the World Series. And right now in the National League East, they are in last place. That is not going to stay that way. Those guys will get it figured out, and then they'll get hot at the same time. They're going to reel off 5-6 games in a row. You know, I were talking about it at the end of spring training, Dave, and I said if these guys can be around 500 at the end of the month within a game or two of that, they're in good shape.
Launch you from there for sure.
Right.
0-2 to Jesus. Say one thing about Sucre. Everything they talked about him as a catcher, it's been true. Digs out everything. He's got the great arm. Good job with the staff. 0-2.
Managers with their backup catchers, the most important thing is handling that pitching staff. It's difficult to sit, play once a week, and be real productive offensively. It's really hard to do, but their expectation is that you have to be able to handle the staff, and Sue Gray does a good job of that. And I think the guys as a whole like throwing the baseball to him, and that's the most important thing of his job.
Ball and 2 strikes. Dustin Ackley leading off this inning with a home run, his second of the season. Popped it up. Taking charge, third baseman Laurie, and makes the play. For 2 outs. Let's take a look at our Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. The wild card race from last year. Oh, so close for the Mariners. My goodness. Indians made a late charge. Yankees did a fade. Royals wind up getting a wild card and going to the World Series. Every sport, playoffs. Everybody says the same thing. It's so true. Just get me in the playoffs.
Get in.
Austin Jackson fouling one off.
I think the Royals and the Giants would agree with that.
He did go, said Mark Carlson. 0-2. There's the 0-2. Sonny Gray out of Vanderbilt University, originally drafted by the Cubs, coming out of high school. One hit hard. Laurie plays it nicely. Throws over, one hop. Dug out by the first baseman, Kenna, and that'll do it. The Mariners have a lead for the first time since the 5th inning back on opening day. It's 1-0 Mariners. And Lomo put a charge into this one. Man, look how far Gentry had to run. Nice job.
Did a really good job of knowing where the wall was and timing his jump. We've seen that happen to Logan a couple of times here early in the season, being robbed. I believe it was Trout at home that took a home run away.
Yes,
from
indeed.
him.
Here's Gentry for the second time, grounded out to short. Jackson right there. One out. Happ got out of a bases loaded 2-out situation in the second. Gave up the single, got a couple of outs, then a base hit by Fegley and an infield hit by Simeon. Made it a little bit dicey, but Edendorf hit a ground ball to the shortstop, Brett Miller, flipped to Cano for the force at second in the third out. Here's Mark Canha. Breaking ball upstairs, in there for strike.
He was able to get him out on a breaking ball his first time up. It was his curveball that was down. Ended up hitting a ground ball to Kyle Seager, routine ground ball to Kyle at third.
First start in Oakland for Jay Happ. Had one other appearance that was in relief. August 2nd of 2012. Four games, 2 starts against Oakland for his career. 1-0 record at 2.45. The ERA against the Athletics. Cano with the glasses on. 2 outs. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar. Brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Wrap it up tomorrow, then go to L.A. And don't forget on the 15th, it's Jackie Robinson Day and Civil Rights Game. Going to see a lot of luminaries. Magic Johnson, Sandy Koufax, Don Newcomb. Frank Robinson will be there. Dolores Huerta will be there. She, along with the late Cesar Chavez, founded the United Farm Workers. She'll be honored for her work in civil rights over the years. And we will get our interview with, we'll air our interview with Vin Scully and his remembrance of his relationship with Jackie Robinson during their days together in Brooklyn. And Zobrist grounded out to Seager's first time. Green one. Billy Butler's on deck. Full count.
Jay's fastball right where you would like to see it. 92, 93 miles an hour.
Two out, nobody.
Sorry, Dave. He has a good slider today, and haven't seen his curveball much. The second, third time through, we're going to see his curveball a little bit more.
When he was good with the curveball, he's not living on that high curveball. I mean, he's thrown a couple here today.
A lot of times he'll get ahead of you with a couple strikes, and he'll try to bury it, bounce it right off of home plate, and get you to chase it.
Cano right there. Throws out Zobrist. 1-2-3. Happ has a very effective third inning. He's got a 1-0 lead thanks to Dustin Ackley's leadoff homer in the third. 1-2 pitch leading off the top of the third. How about Ackley?
Little slider in the middle of the plate. His second home run of the season. Dustin Ackley off to a good start this year. That's good to see. We've talked about it. He has typically struggled in the first half, but off to a good start.
Seth Smith, Robinson Cano, Nelson Cruz here in the fourth. Sonny Gray, 10 batters, been an 0-2 count 4 times. And first pitch strike, 7 out of 10, make that 8 out of 11 now. Seth bounced out to the second baseman Leidendorf his first time. Right center field, that's going to drop down, base hit, a broken bat, base hit for Seth Smith. Adolph Man's aboard here in the fourth. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, celebrating 13 years. Watch every out-of-market game live or in demand in true HD on more than 400 devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, and more every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Here's Cano, flied out to left. Here's a double play. Real easy. Simeon, Leidendorf, and Cano.
Saw a little bit of this last night from Cano, hitting the ball hard, but right at the fielders. Austin Jackson with a couple of hits last night. Cano had 2 at-bats where he hit the ball right on the button. Didn't have anything to show for it. Swinging early in the count, had a fastball, tried to hit it the other way, but unfortunately it was right at the shortstop on an easy double play. He barely was halfway down the line by the time it was turned.
There's Cruz. Struck out on a breaking ball in the dirt first time up. Red Sox and Yankees, they're done early today. 8-4 Red Sox win. They got it done in 3 hours and 13 minutes as Nelly Cruz checks in with a base hit. His second of the season. There's a feel-good moment for him. It's been a struggle.
Good thing started. Fastball. Trying to do too much with it. What a difference he's going to make for this club over the course of the summer. Let him get settled in, and when he starts hitting some home runs, he's going to hit them in bunches.
Major League leader last year with 40, playing with the Orioles. Here's Kyle Seager, wide to center. Last year, about the third week, Seager was having a slow go and then hit the home run against Chicago at Safeco. Took off from there.
It was a game winner. Everybody was wondering about Kyle, but everybody that's been around him, smart baseball player, works extremely hard. You just had to know that he was going to come out of it and ends up being an all-star after that slow start.
Had the count 2-1. Mentioned that Yankee game, 3 hours and 13 minutes. Far cry from last night. 6:49 plus a 16-minute delay when the lights went out. Well after 2 a.m. when they finished that game, and they turned around and got a 1 o'clock start. 2-1 pitch. High chopper. Leidendorf is there. Gray covers. Well done. Well, they have all that pitching fielding practice. Fine play. 1-0 Mariners. Well, today Charlie Furbush celebrates his 29th birthday.
Happy birthday to Charlie.
Charlie
pitched in last night's ball game. Threw the ball well.
Billy Butler, Cody Ross, Brett Laurie here in the 4th. Butler at base hit to right his first time up. Good pitch, 2-1. Coming on Jackson, coming on right fielder Cruz. Cruz makes the play.
Right fielder.
Pitches college ball. Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois. OU Northwestern. Here's Cody Ross, lined out to left. This guy had a magical World Series for the Giants in 2010. One pitch. It's in there, 1-2. Jay Happ. Major League stops Philly, Houston, Toronto, and now Seattle. Jumps on a breaking ball off the railing at the bullpen of the Athletics.
Happ last year winning 11 games, I think, for the Mariners, him being their 5th starter. I'd really like to see him obviously win more games than that, but if your 5th starter goes out and wins you 11, 12, 13 games, that's really good. But the biggest thing is for him to get some innings. A couple of young pitchers in Paxton and Walker in the rotation, see if he can take some of the pressure off the bullpen by logging some innings. Been efficient so far as he works there in the 4th, just 48 pitches.
Cody Ross in that 2010 season for the Giants, MVP of the NLCS. 350 against the Phillies. Time called. Three and 2. Struck him out. First K of the afternoon for Jay Happ. 2 away here in the 4th.
On a fastball down and away, he just throws it by him right down the middle of the plate. Very good fastball today. He's consistently 91 to 93 miles an hour, and he throws his fastball late swing by Ross.
Laurie fly to center. 2nd inning. Happ was in some 2nd inning trouble. Bases were loaded. He got out of it. The force at 2nd. The Athletics straighted 3. Laurie slashing away, 1 and 2. Knapp comes in with a big league record of 51 and 53 with a 4.24 ERA. He's 1-2 here. Cruz going back, hanging up for him. Good inning. Fly out, a strikeout, and a fly out. Mariners lead 1-0. By AM/PM, too much good stuff. By BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. And by Clearwater Casino Resort. So many reasons to come out and play. Good look at the Pacific Union Building, Nob Hill in San Francisco. A mansion clearly dating back to the Gilded Age. It's a beauty. Logan Morrison robbed by Gentry. First pitch swinging, pops it up left field, battling the son of Zobrist. One away. Coming up tomorrow, good matchup. Felix Hernandez goes against young right-hander Jesse Hahn in the series finale. Hahn beat the Mariners once last year. Felix has tremendous numbers against the Oakland Athletics, 19-7 over the course of his career. Here's Ackley, who homered on a 1-2 pitch leading off the third. There's the King looking composed as generally does on off days. But the fire will be burning tomorrow. A home run by Ackley off of Gray. His third hit, 14 at bats against Sonny. Second baseman Leidendorf is on the scene. 2 away. That's what Brad Miller can do. He struck out on a 2-2 pitch in the third inning. Chris Taylor working his way back to full health. What a battle that was the first couple of weeks. Spring training before Chris, unfortunately, took a ball off his hand. As Leitendorf gets another assist. And Sonny Gray breezes in the 5th inning. 1-2-3 go the Mariners. They lead, though, 1-0. He's looking good, no doubt about it. He's got the bottom third of the order here in the home fifth. Strike one to Josh Phegley, the catcher. Got a single to center in the second inning.
He had a first pitch fastball that was up and out over the plate, so Happ starts him off with a breaking ball this time around.
1-2. Phegley to be followed by Marcus Semien and Tyler Leidendorf. Foul ball.
For Happ last year, 72% fastball, so he throws a lot of fastballs. Again, he'll try to work both sides of the plate. He's not afraid to pitch inside. We've seen that. 12% curveballs, 6.5% on his slider, and 9% on his changeup.
Left field, Ackley slides over, makes the catch.
I think we've seen a few more sliders today.
Mariners' 2015 season is underway. Team sights are set on being this year's American League champs. Join the club and take in Mariners baseball all season long with a 20-game plan. Be part of the history while enjoying season ticket holder benefits, including postseason priority. So pick out a plan that's right for you. Log on to mariners.com/tickets. Infield hit for Marcus Semien. A shortstop. Strike one. Working the text toy furiously. Mariner fans are seeing them all over the American League. Good stuff. Happened his Mariner debut. He's got a 1-0 lead thanks to the Dustin Ackley home run. Long run for Jackson, and he's got it.
Shading him a little bit towards right center field, but you can see him calling it all the way. And the one thing that we know about Austin is he can cover a lot of ground. It's a big outfield in Detroit where he came from.
Quick 2 outs in the fifth. Mounts crowd of 24,355 on this sun-drenched Saturday afternoon. Another day game tomorrow. Leidendorf 0 for 1. Happ's in front now, 1-2. Lomo or Sucre might have a play. Sucre, nicely done.
That is not an easy catch for a catcher to make. Nice running catch by Sucre.
Had to cover some ground. Stretches out, makes the play. 1, 2, 3 go. The Athletics in the fifth. Sports being brought to you by the Rockwood Fired Kitchen, pizza, burgers, and spirits, and by the Washington State Spring Fair in Puyallup. Come celebrate spring on April 16th through the 19th. Good luck at the west side of Union Square. Take that cable car to Fisherman's Wharf. A lot of great eats. A lot of sights over there as well. Jesus Sucre made the fine running catch in foul territory. Leads off here. Sucre, Jackson, and Smith, 9-1-2. Jesus popped out to third. His first at bat against Sonny Gray. Gray struck out 3. Giving up 1 run, the home run to Ackley. A run on 3 hits. Meanwhile, Jay Happ has retired the last 10 men that he's faced. Slicing drive, right center field. Run down by one of the speedier guys in the league. That's Craig Gentry. 1 out. We've managed to capture total batter domination and miniaturize it. Introducing the King Felix bobblehead. Thanks to Root Sports, it's free to the first 20,000 fans coming up on Saturday, April 18th when the Mariners take on the Rangers. So get royally excited for Felix bobblehead night. Grabbing your tickets, go get them at Mariners.com.
That fly ball out by Sucre. They'll turn the lineup over third time through now for the Mariners. An idea by Jackson. Laurie playing deep at third base. A little bit surprised to see that.
Jackson strikeout looking and a ground out to third.
Sonny Gray continues to throw strikes. 60 pitches, 41 strikes for him.
Really got away.
He tried to overthrow that fastball, 93 miles an hour, just spiked it in the dirt.
Jackson 0 for 2, looking for career hit number 800. Got a good count here, 3-1. Ricky Henderson, Hall of Famer on your left. Nice pick by Laurie. Well done. 2 away.
As if it was going to be an in-between hop. You can see him try to smother it.
Now batting.
He's aggressive with everything that he does, huh?
Smith.
Hayes will put the shift on again with Seth Smith hitting. Seth 1 for 2 this afternoon.
Kid doesn't need any energy drinks.
No, he certainly doesn't. It's a good look at the defense.
It's a nice screensaver. Where are you hitting today? Oh, I'm hitting 800.
Yeah, how about that?
I started the day at 1,000. He's 3 for 3. The only run in the ball game, a leadoff homer by Ackley in the 3rd inning. Dustin's 2nd homer here in week 1.
Well, look at it, both clubs with just 3 hits each. Not much offense in this one, but I kind of felt that if the Mariners were going to win this game, it was going to be a low-scoring, close game with the way that Sonny Gray is going, especially after his first outing when he gave it just 1 hit over 8 innings. But Happ has been right there, outpitched him so far.
Smith staying alive. 14-10 record for Gray last year. 3.08 ERAs. 1-2 here. Smith spoils that. Two. Strikes another one.
Seen him do that a couple of times now. That's odd. Both times he's done it, it's been with the fastball. That pitch 94 miles an hour right into the dirt out in front of home plate. I've seen these guys do that with their breaking ball, especially a slider, but it's rare for a fastball.
Sonny Gray pitching to Seth Smith, who was with the Athletics in the 12 and 13 seasons. 240 and 253 respectively. 2-2. That one hit off of Sonny Gray. Can he make the play? No, sir. 2-hit day for Seth Smith. 2 for 3.
And he hit it hard. I'm not sure if it hit the mound or it hit him in the foot or both. Seth Smith hits this right on the button off his leg.
Yep. Well, that thing really took off. Up that right leg.
Good recovery, though. Good athlete.
Pitchers always talk about that adrenaline rush you get on something like that. Then the pain comes in a few minutes, like, oh, I'm hurt. Robbie with a fly to left and bounced into a double play. Two. You know, with 5 career hits against Sonny Gray, 1's a home run. Mariners trying to get something going here with 2 outs. Ackley's home run the difference. J. Happ's retired the last 10. He did a great job. J. Happ did in the 2nd inning, getting out of a bases loaded 2-out jam. Here's the 0-2. Deep to left center field. Zobrist makes the catch. Boy, Robbie's hitting the ball on the barrel the last couple of days. Just not helping the average at all as guys are running them down and making plays. Fine play by Zobrist. Jay Happ's work here has retired the last 10 men that he's faced.
He has really pitched well, and early in the game keeping the ball on the ground, and as of late it's been some lazy fly balls, but he's been in command. Had a good fastball, 92 miles an hour, mixing in his slider with it. It's been a good pitch for him. Occasionally a curveball, and there's a good strikeout.
Cody Ross there in the fourth. Did a good job getting out of the bases loaded 2-out jam in the second inning. Bill Kruger joins us right now. Bill, left-hander to left-hander. What are your thoughts on Jay Happ?
Now batting first baseman, number 20, Mark Hanna.
It's been impressive, to be sure. Greg Gentry, Mark Canha, Ben Zobrist top the order. Is that about his third start? You did that demo with him. He was showing you his grips on his
yeah, the circle change, and then he has a split change. And I asked him if he was going to pick one of the two, and he said probably not. He was going to continue to play with both of them, and on a given day, one might be better than the other, and that's the one that he's going to roll out there. I've been impressed with his slider. If you look at his numbers, he threw more curveballs last year, but his slider looked like it was a better pitch, and I think he's thrown it more this afternoon, too. It's been a good pitch.
No play.
Another luxury of having a veteran pitcher, too, in Happ, and that team struggled a little bit over the last 3 games. You would think a younger pitcher probably puts more pressure on himself, but he looks like he's just gone about his business and not worried about all of that stuff.
Gentry today's grounded to short, fly to center. Certainly this is the pitching performance the Mariners needed. They try to end a 3-game losing streak. They'd like to see a few more runs on the board before it gets too late. Foul off. Canha 2-2. Right at Austin Jackson. Those are troubles. Can be troubles. Right at you. Time for a Geico This Date in History. A lot of good stuff happened here Mariner-wise. Look at this. Alvin Davis, Mr. Mariner, homers in his first big league game. Stormy Gorman Thomas, 3 homers. Mark Langston, Mike Whitley, no-hit the Mariners. Dan Wilson, 3 bombs. John Olerud, first hit in Comerica. H-Row, the Star Wars throw right here in Oakland, throwing out Terrence Long. Edgar, all-time runs leader. Luis Rodriguez, remember that one a few years ago, down 7-0 to Toronto, and he had a long at bat, like a 7-8 pitch at bat.
I think we saw Dan on the homestand, and we'll see him again. I'm going to ask him about the 3 home runs. Flexing a little bit.
Nice inning. Real nice inning for Jay Happ. 13 consecutive hitters retired. Not bad. Not bad at all, Angie. Thank you very much. Nelson Cruz got a base hit in the fourth. He's 1 for 2. Cruz, Seager, Morrison. Sound like some runs. Why not?
Well, I know getting a base hit certainly takes some pressure off. See if he can get into one, hit one into the gap. All the A's outfielders playing deep as you would expect. Like to have that pitch back. And breaking ball just above the belt and in the middle of the plate, fouled it straight back.
Hit hard, slicing, but covering it is Gentry. 1 away. Felix Hernandez coming off a fine performance in the opener against the Angels. Brings his 19-7 career mark against Oakland with a 2.58 ERA. Against the Athletics, goes against Jesse Hahn. 6 starts last year. Felix 4-0 with a 2.22. 40 strikeouts in 6 starts against the A's. Down low to Kyle Seager.
I'd certainly like to see the Mariners take this one this afternoon and feel good about your chances of taking the series with Felix going tomorrow.
Here, here.
That'll be a hit.
Sure will.
Perfect. I'm going to give it to you. Why not take it? A lot of times when teams put on the shift, they'll leave the third baseman in until the batter gets a strike, maybe 2. But Laurie has done this with both Kyle and Morrison, where he's played so deep, just bunt it firmly to where the pitcher can't get it. That's the biggest key. Gray, good athlete, gets off the mound well, but you bunt it firmly, you can walk the first and pick up a base hit. And he's playing in the same spot right now with Morrison hitting. Why not do it twice? Do it again.
Morrison took Gentry to the track in deep left center field in the 2nd inning. And then flied out to Zobrist and left in the 5th.
And Ackley waiting on deck. He's homered in the game.
Seager back safely. It was Sonny Gray last year, final Sunday of the season. He had a big house at Safeco Field. Mariners wound up beating the Angels. In the meantime, Sonny Gray was on the mound against Texas and came away with the victory. And that left the Mariners 1 game short of tying the Athletics, but really come back to the pack. Right? Going into the All-Star break, they were just steamrolling everybody, scoring runs at an unbelievable rate. And things started falling apart second half.
Right about the time they traded Cespedes away.
There's a strike to Lomo. Cespedes now with Detroit. Well, he did a lot of damage to the Mariners when he was with this ball club.
Yes, he did. Big fastball, 2-0 fastball in the inside corner. Logan must have been looking for something out over the plate.
2-1. A bit closer.
Quick feet. Real good move by Sonny Gray.
Very quick feet.
Those are close at first, and I don't think that Kyle is leaning towards second at all. Sometimes you start leaning towards second, and that's when they'll get you, but Kyle isn't doing that. Doesn't appear that he's going anywhere.
A nice big hole in the right side for Wilmo. 2-1 pitch, takes off, swung on, bounced foul. One nothing on the Ackley leadoff homer in the third. Jay Happ's retired 13 consecutive men. Hayes had 3 hits. They all came in the second inning when they left the bases loaded. That's foul. Chris Woodward fields it. Romo 0 for his last 5. Looking for a big hit here with 1 out, 1 on in the 7th. Caught in between, and he is out. That's the 4th strikeout for Sonny Gray, 2 away. Brings up Dustin Ackley.
And he is the difference in the game so far. Hits his 2nd home run of the season on a slider left right in the middle of the plate as he drives it into the seats in right field.
He's got that home run and a ground out today. One and 0. Bigly. Recognizing that Seager getting a pretty good lead down there.
He's doing a really good job over at first base. He's making him pay attention, which is what you want. And part of the reason why Dustin Ackley now has a good count, 2-0. But you can see that Sonny Gray has been throwing over a number of times. That was working hard over at first.
3-0. Well, he's got the green light for the Mountain Man, doesn't he?
I think so. It's already homered. He's hit a couple this year. So he's swinging the bat well.
Takes ball 4, 2 on, 2 out.
He looked as if he was ready to swing right there, too. Couldn't get a pitch to hit.
First walk of the ball game. Big opportunity here for the Mariners. Brad Miller is up. Strikeout and a ground out today.
Meantime, Sonny Gray now, he's up to 88 pitches.
Mariners threatening 2 on, 2 out here in the 7th, a 1-0 lead. Let's pitch to Miller. Hit the other way, right to Laurie. Throws him out. Kept the runner stranded, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. Home 7th coming up in a 1-0 Mariner lead. mind as you consider how a Washington's lottery win would change your bucket list. Play today. Fine day, great crowd as we cross the Bay Bridge. Bringing you the new Bay Bridge, bringing you over to Oakland, where Jay Happ has a 1-0 lead. He's retired the last 13 men that he's faced. Got out of a bases-loaded jam in the second, hasn't been in trouble since. There's bridge behind the light towers way in the distance, that bridge we just showed you. Good to have you here in Root Sports. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew. Jay Happ in his Mariner debut. He's turned in a fine performance. He's got Billy Butler leading off here in the 7th. Through the hole, a base hit.
Giving up a couple of hits to Billy Butler this afternoon. Both of them ground ball base hits. First one was through the right side. This one he's able to pull. Looked like a little cutter, maybe a slider.
Now batting right fielder, number 7, Cody Ross.
The leadoff man's aboard, brings up Cody Ross, who's 0 for 2. He's lined to left and struck out.
For Happ, 75 pitches, nobody throwing in the Mariner pen as he works here in the 7th.
No runs, 4 hits for the Athletics. Happ has struck out 1, hasn't walked anybody, and that base hit by Butler ended a run of 13 consecutive hitters retired. Base hit. And here come the A's, first 2 men aboard here in the 7th inning.
We'll probably get some action out in the pen as you take a look at this line drive. It's fastball in the middle of the plate and it's down.
Comes Rick Waite's pitching coach.
Buying some time. It looks like it'll be Danny Farquhar taking his jacket off out in the pen. 77 pitches, 50 strikes for Happ. Really pitched well. The A's, they have 5 hits today, all of them singles.
First hits for Oakland since the 3rd inning.
Let's see how Bob Melvin wants to play. Kyle Seager looks like he's going to play in at 3rd, expecting a bunt. Nobody out.
Now batting, number 15.
Farquhar is throwing in the Mariner pen.
Here's up third baseman Brett Lowry. Fly to center and a fly to right.
And get a pinch runner. Eric Sogard going to pinch run for Billy Butler, who's at second base.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Butler, nice day. 2 for 3.
Eric Sogard.
Here we go. First pitch to Lowry. Bunt. Happ will field and throw to Cano. Sacrifice executed by Lowry. Runners move up. Sack 1-4. 1 out. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners.
A's catcher Josh Fegley will step in. He had a base hit his first time up. Hit a first pitch fastball. Second time up, fly out to left field. And Happ with more breaking balls to him.
Drawn in infield. Tying run at third. The go-ahead run at second. Slot through the other side. Cruz charges. And we got a 1-1 game as Sogard scores from third. Ross moves from second to third. Fegley put it in play. First RBI of the season.
We'll take a look at it. See if it's the first pitch fastball. Inside out swing, hitting it the other way. You can see him pull his hands inside. Hit it hard into right field.
Simeon.
One out, runners at the corners. A run in, tied ball game at 1-1. Simeon 1 for 2 today. Infield hit and a fly to center field. He went 2 for 5 with 2 runs batted in last night and scored a run.
Well, Happ's been able to get his fair share of ground balls this afternoon. We'll have to get one right here and get a double play.
Breaking ball for strike. Two singles open up the inning, a sacrifice, and then an RBI knocked by Josh Fegley. It's tied this ball game here in the 7th. One. Hey, Farquhar looks like it's pretty much ready. Line drive, base hit. A's lead as Ross scores. Digging for third is Fegley. Marcus Simeon hurts the Mariners again. Here comes Lloyd McClendon, and that will do it for Jay Happ. Got a pitch you can handle.
Yeah, looks like it's a fastball down and in the middle of the plate as he lines it into left center field. All singles for the Athletics this afternoon.
They have made them count. So Jay had a good run of 13 consecutive hitters retired. It ends here in the 7th. He leaves trailing 2-1. Danny Farquhar taking over.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, now pitching for Seattle, number 40.
Alexis pitching matchup. Your starters Jay Happ and Sonny Gray. And Jay has just been chased after 6 1/3.
He's given up 7 hits, 4 of them coming in this inning, all of them singles. 82 pitches, 54 strikes, threw a lot of strikes today. 26 batters faced, 18 first pitch strikes, so he's consistently ahead. But he leaves the game behind now as Danny Farquhar will take over. For Danny last year, 2.66 ERA. Opponents hitting 221 against him.
Almost can't find it. Runner will hold.
For Danny, his fastball will be in the mid-90s. We'll throw a cutter, 89 to 91, a 12-6 curveball.
Third appearance for Danny Farquhar. It's the bunt down, and they got him. And he hesitated for a moment and then realized he had a good shot to get that runner. He makes the play.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dave. I'm not sure that he was aware that the runner was coming towards home. Breaks in right away, makes a good play. Danny's a good athlete, and then a little shovel pass. Take another look at it, see if Sucre gets his glove down in time from the hook slide by Fegley. Ooh, that's close.
Your attention, please.
Take a look at our Alaska Supermo and the slide by Fegley.
Home plate umpire Mark Carlson right there. Right now, Bob Melvin waiting for word from his video coordinator. Now he's going to come out. Here's a real good look at it.
Oh boy.
Take a look.
Yeah, in the meantime, Sam Fold has come out. He's going to pinch hit for Leidendorf.
Ladies and gentlemen, the previous play.
You're right, Dave. That little bit of hesitation by Danny.
Brian Gorman, the crew chief, with the headset on. Here's a look at it.
Sucre is in great shape. Put the tag on him.
Alan Oakland's challenging, saying that Sucre did not provide a lane for Fegley to slide in there.
I think he's okay as far as that goes. His foot's right out in front on the front corner of the plate. He has the entire backside of the plate, which is where he was trying to slide to. He wasn't blocking that. It looked like his foot went across the plate, so I think they're okay in that regard. At least I hope so. I don't know what else a catcher's supposed to do.
Yeah, I know. Honest to goodness. And they're challenging the collision rule, but they're able to look at all aspects, including the tag. The folks back in the Chelsea section of Manhattan, 15th and 9th at Major League Baseball Advanced Media, taking a good look at it. Happened very quickly. He was definitely going for the back end.
He calls him out immediately. I'm not sure there's enough there to overturn it. And I think his foot did touch the plate. So as far as the blocking goes, I think he did give him a lane. I think he's okay there. Tell you what Fegley did do is he did a good job of keeping his foot low to the ground. A lot of times when you see that, you'll see a spike hit the ground, that leg will pop up in the air. But he was able to fight that and keep his foot low. He's on the plate right there. In the meantime, a lot of standing around for Danny Farquhar on the mound. There we go. Yeah.
It is out. Call stands.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen.
3 minutes and 11 seconds on the delay.
Another pinch hitter, Sam Fold, going to hit for Gentry. So Rick Waite's making a trip out to the mound. Want to make sure that everybody's on the same page with the scouting report and what they want to do right here.
Sam will pinch hit for Gentry. Stay in the ball game in center field. Sam Fold 3 for 5, an RBI, 2 runs scored last night. 12-0 A's win. So 2 away. And there are your runners. You've got Simeon and Leidendorf. Leidendorf at first base. Strike 1 to Sam Fold. High fastball gets by him. Fold 1 for 2 against Farquhar. Two runs in, 2 out, 2 on. Fold, the 7th man to the plate here in the 7th inning. Breaking ball.
Good curveball.
Thought he had him.
Well, he did. A QC tracer. That pitch right at the bottom of the strike zone. Definitely on the plate. And he has a good curveball. It's a 12-6 curveball.
Boy. 1 and 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Outfielders shading Fold to hit the ball the other way.
Two pitch. Full count. Marquez is on deck. Runner's going to take off. 3-2 pitch. Popped up. Cano, Miller, Jackson. Miller makes the play. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 2 left. Oakland's taking a 2-1 lead. Next by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. And by Jack in the Box, Jack's hottest sandwich is back. Head to the Jack in the Box for Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. So you look at Alejo Street, walk over, climb Telegraph Hill in San Francisco.
Ricky Weeks going to pinch hit for Sucre.
Ricky was the leadoff man in last night's ball game. He went 0 for 4, struck out 3 times, played left field for the first time.
Sonny Gray now at 90 pitches, 58 strikes. Got some action in the A's bullpen. Otero and O'Flaherty, lefty-righty, getting loose in the pen for the A's.
It's a 2-1 ball game. Center fielder Sam Fold is there. Took over for Gentry. So 1 away. College night tickets specials are back this season. Next Friday, for only $12, students will receive a ticket, enjoy extended happy hour in the pen. Plus, first 20,000 fans are going to take on this year's fun and fashionable Mariners beard hat. Students with a valid ID can pick up their tickets right now at mariners.com/college. Top of the order, Austin Jackson. 0 for 3 day for Austin. A strikeout looking and 2 groundouts to third. Sonny Gray, tough on the Mariners. Last year 3-1, a 2.81 ERA. Had a great record at Safeco Field, 3-0, an 0.98 ERA.
In his first outing against the Rangers, he pitched 8 innings, gave up 1 hit. He threw 98 pitches in that outing. He's now at 95 pitches here.
No-hit ball in that last outing, going into the 7th, and then gave up a base hit. All 2 strikes. And there it is, career hit number 800 for Austin Jackson, coming with a 2-strike count. And the Mariners have the tying run aboard. Congratulations to Austin Jackson.
He's staying with the game plan that he had in spring training, and that is staying in the middle of the field. One of the reasons why he's off to a good start. Came to the game hitting .313. He's now 1 for 4 this afternoon. And we're going to get a pitching change from Bob Melvin. Looks like he's going to Eric O'Flaherty, the lefty.
Eric O'Flaherty, one-time Mariner. As is Bob Melvin. 2-1 Oakland lead. Mariners with 1 out here in the 8th have the tying run aboard as Sonny Gray takes his exit. Justin Ruggiero pinch hitting for Seth Smith as he faces off against Eric O'Flaherty, 6th-round draft pick of the Mariners back in 2003. Comebacker. And the ball's dropped at first. Mariners catch a break.
The shortstop Simeon, the throw from O'Flaherty was a little bit behind him. And it looked as if Simeon had a hard time finding the base. I'm not sure. There he stepped right on the front of it, his toe. And messed up his footwork as he threw the ball into the ground.
Opportunity still there for the Mariners. They catch a break there. Cano's hit the ball hard.
Looks like Lloyd is going to challenge whether he stepped on second base or not. Came out of the dugout. They're going to take a look at it. Can't challenge a neighborhood play. I'm not sure what they're going to do right here. Take a look at it, and let's see if he touches second base. No, he does not.
The previous play
Dave, that looks like it
is under review.
As he turns his foot, maybe, but the ball is gone. I think they're going to challenge it.
Here's a better look. Let's see.
Yeah.
No. Maybe right there. He got a piece. Close, isn't it?
Ball's out of his hand.
Yeah.
Can't throw the ball and then step on the base. What a big play for the Mariners. Saw Simeon, he was going towards the bag, and the throw was a little bit behind him, and I think that's what caused all the problems.
Seattle is challenging, but the runner at second base was out.
And Canna at the back end could make a scoop. The Mariners challenging here. Can challenge a force play, excluding neighborhood plays.
Well, that's interesting because they said they're challenging this on the field, so see if we can see anything from this angle. He clearly is short of the bag right there, and then he turns his foot as he starts to throw, and that's where it gets more difficult to see if his toe was touching the front edge of that bag.
They had a 3-minute and 11-second challenge in the bottom of the 7th. In that one, they said no violation of Rule 6.01. Blow this one up big time here. Let's see.
He stepped short of the bag, but I think it's when he turns his foot. It looked as if his toe. But by then, the ball, he's already thrown the ball. This will be interesting. See if they can see enough of it to change the call.
And they're on the horn with New York as they take a look at it. Ball's going to be out of his hand before his foot comes forward.
Wow.
Good break.
Good break. So a nice challenge by Lloyd.
Yes, indeed.
Came out, asked him to take a look at it. He was right.
The runner is safe at second.
Assist to the pitcher, E6. .328 time of that review. And now, can the Mariners cash in?
You mentioned it earlier, Cano has hit the ball harder. He did it hard twice last night for outs and again this afternoon.
A good spot for him here. He's 2 for 5 against O'Flaherty. What's in ball 1?
And good speed on the bases for the Mariners.
Jackson. And they got Ruggiano. He tried to give the Mariners the lead with that swing. And won. Mariners led. They took the lead. A home run by Ackley in the third, led all the way to the bottom of the seventh when the A's put 2 on the board. Now the Mariners trying to strike right back. Good take by Cano. 2-1. Good hitter's pitch. 2-2. Flaherty in his second season with Oakland, 21 games last year, 1-0 with a 2.25 ERA. And in Atlanta after his time in Seattle, also underwent Tommy John surgery. Time granted. Big spot in this ball game. A 2-1 Oakland lead. 2-2 to Cano with 2 on. Pitch. Bouncing ball goes to Canna. He'll take the out at first. Runners move up with 2 down.
We'll see how Bob Melvin wants to play it. If he has a right-hander ready to go in the pen, he's going to get the right-hander to pitch to Cruz. Maybe they might just put him on and leave the lefty out there to pitch to Seager, but it looks like he's going to make a change. Yes, he's going to get Otero out of the bullpen.
Dan Otero will take over. He'll face Nelson Cruz. Cruz 1 for 3 today. Cruz in a good RBI spot. Runners at second and third. Mariners down 2-1. Mariners down a run. They have runners at second and third. He's going to be facing Dan Otero.
Pitched well for the A's last year, a 2.28 ERA. Did give up 4 home runs.
Ball 1 to Nelson Cruz, who's 1 for 4 career against Otero. This afternoon, Cruz strike out, a base hit to right, and a fly to center field. On 1.
Mariners have not had many opportunities, just 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position this afternoon.
Dustin Ackley is counted for the Mariners' only run, a leadoff homer in the 3rd.
Oh,
there's a drive, deep left field. Boomstick, baby! 3-run homer, Nelson Cruz, and the Mariners have the lead. Nelson Cruz with his first Mariner home run. It was a big one. Right on time. Timing's everything, and you have every right to be happy. 4-2 Mariners.
Now batting, number 50.
We'll take a look at the pitch from Otero. It's just a running fastball. Not a bad pitch on the inside corner. Quick hands, able to cut it off at the pass and get the barrel to it. And the minute he touched that one off, everybody in the ballpark knew where it was going to end up.
Hopefully that's the first of many more.
We just have to get him started.
Right on the money. Seager down to the third baseman, Laurie. He's thrown out. But Nelson Cruz, his to-do list, big cross out. Got the first home run. It was a big one. And the Mariners have a 4-2 lead. As the Mariners in front 4-2, and make sure you change up your commute. Take our online trip planner for a spin at soundtransit.org. Bottom 8. Back and forth we go. Danny Farquhar face Mark Canha. 2-3-4 coming up. Canha 0 for 3. There's a base hit. Canha base hit center.
Tyler Olson getting loose in the pen for the Mariners.
Your attention, please, for Seattle. Now catching and batting ninth, number 3, Mike Zunino.
Mike Zunino taking over behind the plate.
Now batting,
Olsen.
left fielder, number 18, Ben Zobrist.
There's Zobrist. 3 groundouts today. Strike 1. Time called. Look at Martian looking into the ball got away. Okay. And he'd love to throw a ground ball double play right here. Zobrist 1 for 4 against Danny. One pitch.
Eric Sogard waiting on deck. He was a pinch runner for Billy Butler. And Butler out of the game, the DH, cleanup hitter for the A's. He had a couple of hits. And Sogard again, Tyler Olsen getting loose in the pen, the left-hander.
Zunino can't find it. Down to second. Goes Canna.
Right off the heel of his glove. That'll be a wild pitch.
To the count. After that wild pitch, Canna to second. That one hung up in the air, and Zobrist all over it. Canner coming around third, he'll score. Zobrist with an RBI double for a 3-ball game. For Zobrist, his 4th run batted in and his 4th double in the young season.
This is his curveball, and he leaves it up in the zone, just hanging up above the belt. Eric Sogard again pinch running for Billy Butler, so he'll step in, probably going to bunt right here. Kyle Seager playing in at third. Cody Ross waiting on deck.
Sucre running down to the bullpen, so another
Carson Smith going to join.
Smith, another American warm up. So you got a righty and a lefty heating up quickly.
Rick Waite's going to make a trip out to the mound. Probably give Carson Smith some time to get loose in the pen.
Next hitter on deck is Cody Ross.
Tyler Clippard getting loose in the A's bullpen. Hard throwing right-hander.
Divisional battles worth their weight in gold. A 4-3 lead for the Mariners. Zobrist, good speed. Represents a tying run at second. Sogard gets the bunt down. It's a beauty. Seager throws him out. Sacrifice 5-4. Zobrist to third.
Just a perfect bunt by Sogard. Kyle has to come in and field it. You'd like your pitcher to get to it, but too good a bunt, so Kyle does the right thing and gets the out.
Now batting, right fielder, number 7, Cody Ross.
Sogard, first sacrifice of the season.
And Lloyd coming out of the dugout.
Lloyd taking a long, slow walk out. Probably going to see Ike Davis come out. Indeed, Ike is coming into the on-deck circle as Carson Smith will take over for the Mariners. Set. Mariners right now holding on to a 4-3 lead. And a reminder, coming up tomorrow, another good pitching matchup. Felix Hernandez takes on Jesse Hahn. Felix, as you know, has had tremendous success against the Athletics in his career, 19-7 with a 2.58 ERA. Jesse Hahn, one of the bright youngsters on this A's ball club, so that has a chance to be a very good game as well. Ike Davis going to face Carson Smith.
He was terrific in September of last year. You can see his numbers. Did not give up an earned run. Opponents hitting just 0.77 against him. Already had a couple of big moments on the homestand. Had to strike out Trout. Was able to do that. Retired Pujols. Mariners with their infield in.
Outside to Davis. Started last night's game. Was something else. He went 3 for 5, knocked in 4, scored twice. 2 doubles and a single. 1-0. Fastball for strike. Carson Smith clearly a guy who can get ready in a hurry, because Sucre, I looked down and Sucre was going down to warm him up. Next thing you know, he's in the ball game. And he's ahead 1-2.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many pitches he needs to get loose in the pen, but he was at the minimum. Pretty good slider right there on the outside corner.
Tying run at third with 1 away. That is an outstanding pitch. Strike out Ike Davis. 2 down.
He certainly has one of the best sliders I've seen in a long time, and when you can get a swing like that from a left-handed hitter on a righty slider, that's pretty good. Good look at our Alaska Supermo and the way that he gets rotation on his slider. Weak swing.
Brett Laurie, strike 1. Trying to keep that tying run at third. Hit well, left field, can't get it. 1 hop off the fence. Ackley will get it back in. We get a tied ball game. Brett Laurie with an RBI double.
Take a look at it in the swing by Laurie. It's another slider. This one he leaves in the middle of the plate.
Second double for Laurie and his first RBI of the season. Brand new ball game. He said he does not need any energy drinks.
Stephen Vogt has come out on deck, the left-handed hitter.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen.
Big spot for young man.
Batting for February. Number 21.
We have the right-handed hitter at shortstop. Simeon waiting on deck, so he has first base open. If Lloyd wants to put him on, he can. He has Tyler Olson ready to go in the pen if he wants to go that way.
Stephen Vogt will come on pinch hit with Fegley. Stay in the game and catch. Lloyd's going to put him on. Nelson Cruz, a 3-run homer, top half of the inning, with the Mariners in front.
Simeon with 2 hits last night, has 2 hits this afternoon.
The lead was short-lived. 4-2 leading. Laurie, I have a tied ball game. Laurie's at second, representing the go-ahead run.
Now batting, shortstop, number 10,
Marcus Simeon. He's got 2 hits today and an RBI, 2 for 3.
Laurie runs well. There's a runner at second base.
Got to keep it a tied ball game. Ball 1. With 2 men aboard. We'll strike it inside corner. 1-1. Smith ready to pitch. Bouncing ball to Seager. Goes short way, and that'll do it. A's tied up. RBIs by Zobrist and Laurie. New game again at 4-4 as we go to the 9th. And we had a chance to get back to the hotel and watch the last part of that ball game this morning Eastern time. Tyler Clippard, new pitcher, facing Logan Morrison. Came over from Washington in the trade for Yunel Escobar mid-January. Clippard originally with the Yankee organization, been with the Nationals since '08. 32 saves back in the 2012 season. Fought off, foul. Clippard with a 6.33 ERA in American League play, a 2.68 National League, Major League 2.88 ERA. Record of 37 wins, 25 losses with 34 saves. Largely been a setup, man. Well, Nelly Cruz got on track with a big 3-run homer to put the Mariners in front 4-2, top of the 8th. Morrison, he's 0 for 3 today. Stephen Vogt, the new catcher. Ike Davis at first. Canna moves from first to left. And Zobrist moves from left to right. 4-4 ball game, top of the 9th. Down low.
Good job by Logan Morrison to lay off that pitch after swinging at the high fastball. Nobody left on the bench for Bob Melvin. Willie Bloomquist, the only one available for Lloyd.
Popped up and playable, left field. Canna's there.
Whoa.
Fighting the wind.
Sun, a little bit of everything. Well, he's able to make the basket catch.
Number 13, Dustin Utley.
Here's Ackley, got the Mariners an early lead in the 3rd inning. Lead-off homer. Ball 1. There's strike 1. Clippard out of Lexington, Kentucky, lives in Clearwater, Florida right now, as Ackley fouls this one back. Clippard, a 2-time All-Star, as a middle reliever over in the National League. Valentine's Day, baby, 1985. Two and two to Ackley.
He is really working hard to try to keep the ball away from Dustin.
And a home run on a 1-2 pitch. Put it into the right field seats. It's this one hard to foul.
He made a mistake and was able to get away with it. Even Vogt, the catcher, ends up setting up on the outside corner, and this is more middle of the plate, maybe middle in.
Do it again at 2-2. Maybe an easier play for Kenna. It is. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Brad Miller.
Now batting.
Strikeout and a couple of groundouts for Brad today. Ball 1 to Brad. Crazy game, huh?
Never easy in this ballpark. We've known that over the years.
Home run ball big today for the Mariners. Ackley in the 3rd. Cruz is 1st. 3-run shot in the 8th gives you a big emotional boost. And the Mariners can't hold it in the 8th, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits. He's sending 7 men to the plate. 1-1 to Miller. Outside. The 3-1. Mike Zunino. Will be his first plate appearance. Full count. Here we go. 3-2. Clifford to Miller. Pitch. Foul back.
Rodney starting to play catch in the pen for the Mariners.
Three balls, 2 strikes. And Brad Miller is aboard. So the go-ahead run is at first base for Mike Zunino.
Well, you talked about it, the home run being big for the Mariners. See if Zunino, who led the club in home runs in spring training, he can hit his first one of the year.
And his first look at Tyler Clifford. Ball 1. Mike in good shape here, 2-0.
Those 2 pitches were fastballs, both of them missing off the plate away. Didn't give in to him, came back with an off-speed pitch.
Mariner catcher record last year for home runs for Mike Zunino. It's 1 of 2 home runs. Back safely is Miller. Mike Zunino's first career home run was here at Oakland June 14th of 2013. Straight away center field. 2-1 pitch. Miller takes off. In tight. Miller's in safely. A 3-1 count here to Zunino as Brad Miller picks up the stolen base.
Interesting what Clippard does here. 2-0. He threw him an off-speed pitch, 79 miles an hour. Now 3-1. A hitter's count again. He wants to talk to Vogt about it. Jackson waiting on deck.
First successful stolen base for the Mariners this season. There's Austin.
Mariners 1 for 3 this afternoon with runners in scoring position.
Miller's got good speed. 3-1 pitch to Zunino. They set up outside. And it's on the corner. Full count.
Borderline pitch.
Rick Carlson, home plate umpire. Mike didn't like that call. Opportunity right here, 3-2. Miller at second. Pitch from Clippard. Did he go? They checked down at first. Did not. Ball 4.
It's another high fastball up and away. See if Mike's able to check his swing.
Now batting, number 16.
Close?
Austin Jackson.
Yeah, I think very close. Maybe caught a break there.
Yeah. Now cash it in.
Jackson steps in, hitting at an even 300 on the season. Had a base hit his last time up. Solid line drive back up the middle.
Strike one. A base hit in the 8th. Career hit number 800. The 0-1 pitch. Upstairs. Rodney's still throwing down in the bullpen for the Mariners.
And this next pitch for Clippard will be 30 in the inning. Mariners making him work.
One to Jackson. Bounce foul.
Fernando Abad getting loose in the pen for the A's. Hard throwing left-hander.
And a big 2-strike hit here from Jackson. 1-2 the count. 2-2. A lot of ebb and flow in this game, particularly the second half of it. Clippard ready. The 2-2 pitch to Austin Jackson. Miller at second, Zunino at first. Strike 3 called. Go to the bottom of the ninth. 4-4 game. It'll be 9-1-2 coming up for the A's. And here's how we got to this point. Take you back to the third inning. And leading off is Dustin Ackler.
His second home run of the year. Mariners starting off pretty good shape.
Jay Happ, it took that and ran with that opportunity. Now we get you into the 7th inning, and this is where Jay got in some trouble.
4 singles in the 7th inning. Ends up costing. You see that base hit to tie the game, and then this base hit by Simeon, the shortstop, gives the A's the lead.
Move to the 8th, and we've been waiting for this. 1-1 pitch, gone. Nelson Cruz, first homer as a Mariner. 3-run shot. Mariners have a 4-2 lead. Feeling good going into the bottom of the 8th. And what happens? A hanger right there, and Ben Zobrist all over.
Hits it down into the corner.
And Brett Laurie drills one over the head of Ackley in left field. And a tie ball game at 4-4. Out Davis and then gave up the RBI double to Laurie.
Rodney is sat down in the pen for the Mariners. For Carson, in the bottom of the 9th, he'll get 9, 1, and 2. Leydendorf, the number 9 hitter, going to lead things off. Then it'll be Sam Fold, who came in for Gentry. Canna hitting third.
Second baseman, 25, Tyler
Leydendorf is 0 for 3 today. A couple of fielder's choices, and he popped out to Jesus Sucre, catcher in foul territory. Strike one. Carson Smith, Mariners' third pitcher today. Down the line, foul. Mariners had 6 walk-off losses last year, including one here in Oakland last April on a homer by Coco Crisp. Nice job by Carson Smith to strike out Leydendorf. One away.
He starts him off with a couple of fastballs inside, then puts him away with the slider right on the outside corner.
Now batting center fielder, number 23, Sam Fold.
Sam Fold came on as a pinch hitter in the 7th. Popped out to short. Ball one. There's strike 1-1. Didn't miss by much. 2-1. Did he go? He did, says Brian Gorman down at third. Count evens at 2-2.
We'll take a look. Yep, I think that's too far. Good call.
Cano scoops it up, throws him out. 2 down here in the 9th. Here comes Mark Canna. Started the game at first base, now playing in left field. 1 for 4. His leadoff single in the 8th inning. Got things going for the A's. They scored twice on 3 hits and left 2 men aboard.
Tyler Olson starting to throw again in the Mariner pen. He's been up a couple of times.
Pitch, 1-1. Two balls, one strike. Entire season last year, AAA New Orleans in the Miami system for Cano last year. 2-2. Two outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the ninth in a 4-4 game. Strike three call. Well done by Carson Smith. Pitches a 1-2-3 ninth, first extra frame tilt of the 15th season. So we move to the 10th. Leading off against Fernando Abad.
The left-hander out there for the A's. Things set up well for the Mariners. Ruggiano, he was brought over to hit left-handers, and he's hit them well in his career. You have Cano, lefties don't bother him at all. And then Cruz, who's already homered. If you look at what Abad has done so far this year, an inning and 2/3. Hopefully they can get something started. See if Ruggiano can find his way on base. Looking for his first hit this year.
Down the line, it's a foul ball. Late call by Brian Gorman.
Laurie didn't like it. Both umpires called a foul.
Bob Melvin has his say, as does home plate umpire Mark Carlson. Ruggiano, pinch hit in the 8th, reached on a fielder's choice. Way out front. Ball and 2 strikes. JR took over for Seth Smith, who had a 2-hit day. 3 for 3. Two. Striking out. One away.
Only one fastball, another off-speed pitch. It looks like a changeup, and it is a changeup away.
22, Robinson Cano.
This kid throws hard. Cano likes the fastball. He's hitting balls hard the last couple of days.
I thought it was interesting that he threw so many off-speed pitches to Ruggiano. We saw Bob pitch last night. Had a good fastball and was using it. We switched up on Ruggiano.
1-1.
Missed with a slider.
0 for 4 day for Cano. Back in the 7th. Took Zobrist back up against the wall. The left center field gap. And off the end of the bat. 1-1. Cano 0 for 5 against the bot. It's a pitch away. 2-1. A lot off. Got a strike at 2-2. Nelson Cruz on deck. He's had a good day. Seems like a long time ago, Sonny Gray and Jay Happ started this ball game. It was a 1-0 Mariner lead after 6.5. A's took a 2-1 lead, bottom 7. Mariners answered right back, a 3-run shot by Cruz. And the A's said, anything you can do, I can do better. Came back with 2 more in the 8th to tie it, and that's where we are right now, top of the 10th. Boy, did he pull the string. 2 outs.
Let's see what Nelson Cruz can do again as we take a look at this last pitch, off-speed pitch, slow breaking ball. Cruz has a couple of hits, including that home run. Kurt Young, the pitching coach, going to make a trip out to the mound.
Kurt Young, the pitching coach, good left-hander in his day. Second stint with the Oakland Ball Club as pitching coach. Spent a year in Boston.
Tyler Olson getting loose in the pen again, so it looks like he will take over. Unless the Mariners can score here. Fernando Rodney playing catch out there. It won't take him long at all to get loose. Rodney was already preparing for last inning.
First pitch to Cruz. Ball 1.
Laurie, the third baseman, playing right on the line. Trying to take the double away. All the outfielders playing deep.
Back with a strike, 1-1. Last time up for Cruz, couple of men aboard, 1-1 pitch, no doubt about it. Hit one into the left field stands. Outside corner, didn't like it, 1-2. Pitch from Abad, way outside. To come back with breaking ball here, he's had success with it here in this inning.
Probably his changeup. Parents see what the conversation was about between him and Kurt Young. Keep the ball away from Nelson Cruz. All 4 pitches, either right on the outside corner or off the plate away, and they're set up away again.
2-2, 3-2.
Kyle Seager waiting.
3-2, nobody on. Pitch. Strong enough to keep those hands back and deliver it into left field for a base hit. Cruz, a 3-hit day.
Really good hitting right there. 3-2 changeup. Probably off the plate away, but he stays with it. You can see both the catcher set up on the outside corner, and that is a ball away, but he stays with it and hits it hard in the left center.
Kyle Seager.
Great eye-hand coordination and strength. It'll be that off balance and still hit it that hard.
It looked as if his top hand was already coming off of the bat.
1 for 4 day for Kyle. Strike 1. Seager 2 for 3 against the bot. Canna yielding to Fold, and he makes the play. 2 runs a hit. No errors and a man left. Bottom 10 in a 4-4 game in Oakland. Before heading off to LA, Century Link, what's next? Felix Hernandez will take them out against young Jesse Hunt. Felix always right in the thick of things against these Athletics, an 18-7 career record. As you look at Tyler Olson in his 3rd game. Tyler will face Ben Zobrist, Eric Sogard, Ike Davis here in the 10th.
Tyler's fastball will be 88 to 90 miles an hour. Also use a slider as a changeup.
Starter during his days at Gonzaga. Earned a spot in the Mariners bullpen with an outstanding performance during the course of spring training.
Well, let's get the switch hitter, Zobrist. After that, a couple of lefties do up, Sogard and Davis.
Last year, Mariners were 4-7 in extra inning games. The A's were 13-8. Another one of those categories to look at. The Mariners lost out on a playoff spot by a stinking game. Full count to Zobrist. Breaking ball, hit hard. Look out. As the bullpen paying attention. Sogard's on deck. Got done a great sacrifice in the 8th. Base hit through the hole.
Bob Melvin will have Sogard bunt again. He had a sacrifice bunt his last time up. That was in the 8th inning. We take a look at the swing by Zobrist. Zunino set up on the outside corner. It looks as if Tyler's able to get it there. He does. Good hitting by Zobrist to go the other way with that pitch. Kyle Seager in on the grass at third, expecting the bunt.
Sogard with a sacrifice his last time up. He had 4 sacrifices in 117 games last year.
He didn't show anything with that throw over to first. I don't think they were expecting Zobrist to do anything. They were just hoping the hitter would tip something off, and he didn't.
Breaking ball for a strike. Melvin's had to introduce himself to a lot of new people here for 2015. Checks the runner, pitch. Boy, the bunt goes foul. Trying to take it with him. Zobrist, good athlete, pretty good speed out there on first base.
Good idea by Tyler Olson. Probably Mike Zunino making the call there, but a couple of breaking balls, a little bit tougher for the lefty to take that with him to first. Kyle Seager at third. Cheating. He was cheating way in right on top of him. He had no choice if he was going to get the bunt down. He had to take it to the right side, but tougher to take that slider with him.
Oh, 0-2 the count. 0-1. Here we go at 1-2. Struck him out. Tyler Olson. Out number 1 here in the 10th.
4 sliders in a row. Take a look at this last breaking ball. Zunino set up away, ends up a little more middle.
Now batting,
a good pitch.
Ike Davis.
Another lefty hitter, Ike Davis, pinch hit in the 8th. Carson Smith struck him out. Evens the count up at 1-1. To Davis. Hit pretty well. Left center field. Going back. It's off the fence. Jackson will get it in. They're waving on Zobrist. Here's the throw. It's delayed by Brad Miller. The throw to the plate. It's in time. Did they get him? Yes, sir. Got him at the plate.
shocked that Mike Gallego would send him in that situation. It was a fairly easy play for Brad Miller. Well played by Austin Jackson off the wall. He gets it quickly and he gets it right and does what he's supposed to. Hit your cutoff, man. Nice hop right there for Brad. And a good play by Zunino. A little bit of an in-between hop. See Gallego, he doesn't hesitate. He's waving him the entire way.
Good strong throw by Miller after he delayed there just a tick, sort of like Danny Farquhar had that little delay on that bunt earlier in the ball game.
And a good play by Mike Zunino.
Yep.
Kind of an in-between hop. I think Brad wanted to give him a longer hop. It was a little bit of an in-betweener, but he was able to hang on to it.
Put Laurie on. As Davis doubled and took third on the throw. Intentional walk here to Laurie.
Left-handed hitter Stephen Vogt waiting on deck. Good break by the Mariners. Well executed relay play. Otherwise you have second and third and one out. They probably still would walk Laurie, but then you have to pitch to Vogt with the bases loaded. And
yep.
You have a young pitcher on the mound, make things difficult for him. So a good break.
Lord knows they worked a lot on outfield relays
every morning, just about
all the time.
Take another look at Zobrist as he runs the bases. Not sure if he's going to have a beat on it or not, and then he realizes it's going off the wall, and that's the difference in this play. A little bit of hesitation. Lloyd McClendon making a trip out to the mound. He's going to have a conversation with Tyler Olson.
Hey kid, welcome to the big leagues. First week.
Well, you know, that's one of the deals, though. You start the season and you pitch a couple of guys out of your pen. Some of them aren't available today, depending. You know, so sometimes this is the situation you get stuck in. Lloyd's talked about it. You'd like to give him a soft landing, but sometimes, hey, this is what the job requires.
Got 2 outs. Stephen Vogt is the hitter. Davis at third, Laurie at first. Breaking ball for strike. Both pitch hit in the 8th and was intentionally walked. No throw. Indifference. A count in favor of Tyler Olson. Stephen Vogt, big following here. See if Olson can put him away. Winning run at third. Pitch went outside. Dropped down a little bit lower in that arm angle. 1-2. 4-4 ball game, bottom 10. Game-winning run at third. Rookie Tyler Olson on the mound. Against Stephen Vogt. He and Zunino trying to coordinate. Stephen Vogt lives in Tumwater, Washington. 1-2. Olson ready. And a pitch. Did not go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There we go at 2-2. Full count. Simeon on deck.
Simeon's had a good day. 2 for 4 this afternoon.
3-2. Pitch to Vogt. Breaking ball hit hard. Foul.
Zanino quickly out to the mound. He threw his breaking ball there 3-2, but it looked as if he took a little bit more off of it, wanted to throw it for a strike, and he left it up in the middle of the plate. I think he was going to throw that pitch. Mike wanted to let him know, just let it go, throw it like he normally wouldn't. If we miss, you have first base open, but do not hang it.
Plenty of drama here. 3-2 pitch to Vogt. Missed. Ball 4. Bases are loaded for Marcus Semien.
Now batting shortstop, number 10, Marcus Semien.
Semien today, infield base hit. Fly to center, RBI single, and reach center fielder's choice. Bouncing ball, Seager. Goes to Cano, and Tyler Olson pitches out of a jam here in the 10th inning. Inning number 11 coming up. 4-4 Mariners and the Athletics. On. And as we move around, I have Oakland coming up in the distance. We are down to the right. You won't be able to see us, but there's a look at Bay Bridge. How about Tyler Olson? Making the 10th inning.
It's a big pitches when he needed to. And the Mariners catching a break. Gallego sending the runner with just one out. Thrown out at the plate. Good relay by the Mariners, and then Tyler took care of it from there. Fernando Abad will stay in the game for the A's.
There's Logan Morrison.
Jesse Chavez getting loose in the bullpen for the A's.
0 for 4 a day for Lomo. Drove one to the track in left center field. Nice catch by Gentry back in the second inning, his first at bat. There's a strike. Since in, Lomo fly to left, struck out, fly to left. He'll be followed by Ackley and Miller. Two. Abad in the 10th struck out Ruggiano and Cano, gave up a single to Cruz, and then threat ended with Seager flying to center. Abad is the 5th Oakland pitcher today. There's a solid smash for Logan Morrison. Lead off the 11th inning.
Take a look at the swing by Logan Morrison. It's a fastball middle away and hits it hard back up the middle. It's more of a slicing line drive.
Dustin Ackley.
Boy, the third baseman playing in on the grass, expecting a bunt from Ackley.
Gets the bunt down, and it's a good one. Well done. Sacrifice 1-3 for Ackley.
Number 5, Brad Miller.
Well-deserved high fives. Dustin Ackley, that's his 9th career sacrifice. He had 3 last year.
Sam Fold, the center fielder, shading towards left center with Miller hitting. A good gap out in right center field.
Oh, 1 to Brad. 0 for 3 with a walk. He does have a stolen base. Goes the other way. Base hit. That's going to score Lomo. He'll score easily to the corner in left field. An RBI double. Brad Miller and the Mariners have a 5-4 lead.
That was really good hitting by Brad Miller. So he gets a fastball on the outside corner and goes with it. Doesn't try to pull it, just stays with it. Drives it down into the corner. And it looks like we're going to get a pitching change. It'll be Jesse Chavez, right-handed hitter. Mike Zunino due up.
And Fernando Rodney throwing in earnest now to get ready. The bottom half of the inning. Lomo scoring from second. Good operation by the Mariners. Base hit, sacrifice, RBI double, 5-4 Mariners. Jesse Chavez takes over. His first batter is Mike Zunino. Mariners lead 5-4 here in the top of the 11th.
Chavez, a good sinking fastball. He'll be in the low 90s with it. Also mix in a slider.
Mike is 1 for 4 against him.
For Chavez last year, started in the pen, ended up getting into the rotation. 146 innings, 3.45 ERA.
Strike to Mike Z, 2-1. One time we came in here, Chavez, as a starter, was on a really good roll first half of the season.
Yeah, he really pitched well early.
Major League saves leader last year, Fernando Rodney, breaking for third. Miller swung on, and the shortstop Simeon will throw over. Out number 2. There's a Boston Jackson. Struck out twice looking today. Also grounded out twice to third. And in the 8th inning, picked up a base hit and scored a run. Scored ahead of Nelson Cruz with the 3-run homer. Milestone for Austin, career hit number 800.
He's done well against Chavez, 3 for 8.
That's the ball up the middle. That's hot for Simeon. Mariners have the lead, 5-4. They'll ask Mr. Rodney to get the final 3 outs here in Oakland, trying to even this series at 1-1 to set it up for the King for the clincher tomorrow. Game losing streak. Fernando Rodney. And how does Fernando Rodney stay loose before he gets down to business warming up? Watch this. Stephen Vogt hooks one down into the bullpen area. He doesn't always have his cap on at 10 o'clock. There's Fernando backing up the ball boy. Hey, baby. Fun guy. But now it's all business.
Look at his numbers last year. 48 saves, 51 chances last year. 76 strikeouts and 66 in the 3rd inning. It's a good number for him.
Those caps turn to 10 o'clock. He'll be facing Leidendorf, Fold, and Canna. 9-1-2 for the Athletics. What a ball game. Here we go at the first pitch. Way outside.
Well, Rodney, a good fastball. He'll be in the mid-90s with it, and a great changeup. He will throw it at any time.
Up high, 2-0. Brad Miller's RBI double into the left field corners, giving the Mariners a 5-4 lead. Earlier, home runs by Ackley and a 3-run shot by Nelson Cruz, his first Mariner uniform. 2-0. Healthy Hack, 2-1. Got the high strike, 2-2.
Yeah, his best fastball at 95 miles an hour.
Two pitch. It's a big gap, trying to cut it off, and he does, is Dustin Ackley. 1 out. I think he might have been slightly fooled on that. He took a wider angle, didn't cut it across. Like a lot of times you simply want to make sure in a situation like this.
You don't want to give up a double. This is a changeup at 82 miles an hour.
Really good speed. 1 out. Sam full. Strike 1. Full entered the game in the 7th inning as pinch hitter. Rodney ahead 0-2. Trying to put him away here at 0-2. Ball 1 to Fuld with Mark Canha on deck. One-two pitch. Strike 3 call, 2 down.
Fuld didn't like it, thought it was off the plate away. It may have been a little bit, but a good fastball again from Rodney. Stopped out at 96 miles an hour here in this inning. I'll give Mike Zunino some credit for that strike.
2 outs here in the bottom of the 11th, a 1-run Mariner lead. Mark Canha's first look at Fernando Rodney, strike 1. Bouncing ball, Seager charges. Throws over, and that's the ball game. A satisfying victory for the Mariners. Shoot that arrow in the sky. 5-4. Mariners win. Makes a winner out of Tyler Olson, his first big league win. And Michael, a lot of heroes to run down as you set it up for the King to get the series tomorrow.
No, you're absolutely right. And I'll start with Happ. I thought he was outstanding today. You're going against Sonny Gray, one of the better pitchers in the American League, and he was able to match him. Nelson Cruz, 3-hit day, including his first home run as a Mariner, 3-run homer. And, of course, Rodney, he'll get the save in this one. But a good game all the way around, a game that the Mariners would really like to have with Felix going tomorrow. And they have to go extra innings, but they end up getting the win.
That feels really good. Brad Miller with the game winner in the 11th, a double into the left field corner. So that 3-game losing streak is over. The King tomorrow, a lot to be happy about. Mariners post-game show begins right now with Angie and Bill.